Was this before the rest, after the rest, or the top with Camellia or not? What's the autosave? It seems like this is after the Camellia. We do from autosave. Thank God there was an autosave. I know we have problems in Germany with internet. I know. This is after the rest. I got this huge problem here. Where do we go? What do we do? I should go to Chili Creek, but there's an army here. I need to resolve that. I would go to Chili Creek. And I need Camellia also. If I want to go to Chili Creek. Then I'll go down to Kenabres to deal with Camellia's quest on one go. Yeah. Let's switch. We take Camellia now. Every piece of land that the Crusaders seize from the demons puts additional load on the logistics and supply channels connecting the Crusaders' troops. In order to maintain the tight network, experienced officers are required to implement reforms to logistic processes. Guys, thanks for the follow. It is better if you wanna play as an Inquisitor. This game doesn't give you an Inquisitor as a companion, okay? I said it like a million times. If you want an easy run, you'll pick Leader or Monster Tactician Inquisitor as your main character. That's a special topic because everything's bugged. Okay, that's a special topic. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just bugged and that's it. You wait for patches. Simple as that. $1,000 of those. Really? Let me see you move now. Melted the shit out of them. Strong, these archers are fucking strong. Especially on the general. You wanna go as ranged, just generally just straight brain dead. Broken. I had to go back to Dresden with them. Now, shall I try with defenders and the demonic army? I need to clear them out if I wanna pass. This is fucked up. Assassin. Whatever. I love assassins, they're fucking great. Gamma, hello, Gamma. I don't know what he did. Summon. I don't even want to think about it. There was only one Baylor. They usually summon Merilets. I don't know. Maximum army size. Let's go. First, it's a Chili Creek. while we're dragging. And the possessed. Scouting party got caught in a storm in the world moon. Alas, the consequences were most dire. Corrupted spirits entered the soldiers' bodies, taking complete control. What should be done with them? And their lives. Lawful all units gain fearless. Perform an exorcism. Crusade morale increases, deducts 3,000 finance points. Use them in a battle. Military experience points, chaotic. Perform an exorcism. The spirits did not wish to part with their new bodies, but the clerics of the crusade were stronger. The commander's merciful decision has filled the troops with hope. They have faith that even in the most desperate situation, he will not give up on them. Despite all his trickery, Koromazdech was once again defeated by the commander. The path to Dresden is now clear, and news of the heroic battle is on everyone's lips in Mendev and the Abyss. You play Neverwinter Nights 1 for the very first time. It's a long game, just so you know. When did I receive those hardened veterans? And when will I start receiving them? Time to gear up. Bards. Espada, thanks for the follow. I love assassins, by the way, but I just don't receive enough. Five assassins. That's huge damage on those assassins. Better than paladins, I think. Far better. That's it, that's all I can do. Now we can go and fight. Think they're ready now for this stupid fight. What was it? I forgot. This is the only thing I need to clear. And that's the last territory. Defenders, they can remain to defend. This Crusader army can also remain, don't give a fuck about them. Chili Creek. They could easily remove fatigue and exhaustion like this. Even if they're all exhausted, we got a paladin. I got it on lay on hands, so we can traverse without resting.
We will win this war.
Good to go. What they say, no rest for the wicked. Now what's happening in this village? Misclick. I hate it when it happens. It doesn't lock the screen. Jerno. Cleric is lying on a riverbank. The sand is soaked with his blood. Save Melissa. What happened? It requires a sworn mythic path. What happened? The village so beautiful, so peaceful, so many good people living here. Something's been worrying me since the day I came here. I couldn't stop thinking about all the strange rituals in the grove and all the weird conversations about firstborns being doomed to die. I try not to think too much about it. If the villagers were not willing to embrace the fate of Erastil, I didn't want to appear judgmental. I was wrong, I should have trusted my instincts. There is a great evil at work in this village. When Melissa and I decided to get married, she told me she wanted to do it under the rights of Erastil. I had asked her to do that, but she had already made up her mind. It was entirely her decision. She asked me not to tell Markil about it. We tried to keep things quiet, but he found out about it anyway. He grew more and more gloomy with every passing day. I did not understand what was going on until Melissa finally told me the truth, something that everyone else in the village knew except for me. Locals performed their wedding rites upstream from the isle on a boat. The bride is supposed to take off her wreath and send it floating down the stream, while she recites a horrible profane oath that I do not wish to repeat. You see, when she gives away her wreath, she also promises to give her firstborn to the river, body, mind and soul. It may not happen right away, it may take years, but in the end the river will always take what belongs to it. And Markiel, he is a few minutes older than Melissa. Do you see? The people of Chili Creek believe that they worship the river, but its rites are not druidic in nature. They are not the rituals of the Green Faith, or the cultic practices of some minor diet. This is malevolent force, whatever it is, has a physical presence in this world. Markiel has lost his mind, his parents swore to give him to this monster and now it's deprived him of sanity. He took Melissa to the isle, they'll probably where the monster lives, and where sacrifices to it are made. So the locals sacrifice their firstborns to the river and the bridal wreath is part of the ritual. Not exactly, the locals are decent people, they don't kill their children with their own hands. The wreath is a sign of obedience. The future parents agreed that the river can take their firstborns whenever it wants. It has the right to take their bodies, or their minds. It can summon them at any time and demand services from them. And sometimes the river exercises that right. There's more. Markiel was the firstborn son, the older twin. When he did this to me, he wasn't himself anymore. I believe that the river took control of him. Whatever monster the locals worship has been controlling his thoughts and actions. What must I do? Markiel took her to Pikepen. It's an isle in the middle of the river. You can see it from here. If you look closely, in the mist you see a rocky isle. obscured by the river mist. Something drove him insane. The evil that has controlled the village for all these years, it lives on the isle. Take one of the boats from the village, set her free. You need help. It's too late for me. I can already hear Arastiel's hunting horn. My god is waiting for me. All I ask is that you save my wife. My journey through this world is over. Cough of blood. Who did this to you? Markiel. He wounded me and threw me into a river. Somehow I made it back to shore. The old Deadeye himself helped me, so that I could speak to you. Farewell, Jebna. Cleric breathed in shallow and ragged, his quivering lips go still, his eyes close, and he passes away to his god. Level up. We leveled up. We're gonna level up in the city, not here. And when will I level up?
Let's move already.
When will that miracle happen? I'm still level 38. Why don't I receive level 39? I'm above the required experience here. Way above the required one. What's happening? Is it bugged? The legend path? Do you see this shit? What's happening? Let me show you. Look at this. Look at the number. I'm far above the required level to level up. Far, far above. I mean, I don't mind. I'm level 38. Maximum level is 40. Okay, I really don't mind. I don't give a fuck. Just saying. Whoa. Whoa. Ancient water element. 1-on-1.
Anything new?
You're 1-on-1. What shield I got now? What I got now? I use both. Now I got a hole maker. +5, +5. I reduce enemies' attack rolls. And they become vulnerable to piercing. Very good when you have archers in your team.
The waiting Yet another obstacle.
What have I? How the fuck do you trigger elks? Are you for fucking real? What are all of this? Where did I came from? Chill the fuck out with that. Let me see if I need more buffs. I don't know. Blind.
Rules are made to be broken.
You require my
You're
unbiased
causing the fucking blind with a sunburn.
I welcome your company.
Battles await.
Let me try 1-on-1. This is with a few buffs on. Is it unfair? It's unfair. An ancient water elemental on unfair. Only 42 armor class.
None shall escape.
That's what I call a beast. A beast.
I require rest. Move out.
A bloody beast. Where did all of this water elementals came from?
Let's hear you cry. Cut them to pieces.
There's an elder elemental too. Okay.
Run them.
This became an action RPG right now. Just left click and ding, 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 ding. No need to cast anything. I mean, imagine if I was playing with all buffs applied. This is only few buffs.
Let's get to the exciting part.
Have in mind, this is unfair. They can't even reduce your HP.
Oh, skip the pleasantries.
Fucking hilarious.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel. Did we find trouble?
No,
They
Bismuth.
did.
Into the fray!
Out of my sight!
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
I lead. You follow.
Only 120 XP. We'll level up when we go to back to Dresden. I wanna level up the entire part. This is level 19 now. Just a tad bit more, we're done. Gonna be a maximum level.
Onwards.
What happens in a village? I don't know what Bismuth becomes. Yeah, Bismuth is level 34 with 48 armor class. Bismuth is a legend too. Bismuth is a legend too, man. A legendary Bismuth. A mortal Bismuth. That's a huge armor class on Bismuth. Let's be real. Better than on Scylla, man. I don't know what's Scylla right now. Scylla is 44. Bismuth is 48. Shit. 37 fortitude on Bismuth. 37 attack on Bismuth, 34. Bismuth is now stronger than all of my companions combined. You know, all of my companions combined.
Smile, the world's not ending just yet.
Sail to the island.
Move out.
If this game continues like this, our solo bot is on unfair with Bismuth. I put all buffs on this, but I can solo bosses. What is more dangerous? The unpredictability of nature of the hostile intentions of another. The malevolent force hiding on this isle is as wild, volatile, and ruthless as the natural world, but it also has a cunning intelligence, a devious and vindictive desire to keep away unwanted visitors. As soon as the commander reaches for the oars, the water around the boat turns into a thick sheet of ice that freezes the vessel in place. What will the commander do now? Break the ice with his weapon. Jump into a nearby boat, push it away from the shore before it freezes too. Avoid the hostile magic and watchful gaze of this inaccessibility was sneaking into another boat undetected. Break the ice. Solid ice is strong, but metal is stronger. After a good deal of slashing and hacking, the boat is finally free from its icy shackles. The commander sets off the shore of the small rocky isle, but his journey does not go unnoticed. And it seems that someone on the isle does not like the uninvited guests. Suddenly the mist that rises from the surface of the river thickens into a dense cloud of fog. It blinds the commander and obscures his surroundings. Where is the shore? Where is the isle? The fog is so thick the commander cannot even see the oar he is holding in his hands. What will the commander do now that he is blinded by fog? Close his eyes. It's time to navigate by sound rather than by sight. Dip his hand into water, pay close attention to the current. The flow of the river will reveal the direction he needs to go. Athletics. Try to steer the boat out of the cloud of fog. After all, it can't possibly cover the entire river. 64 athletics on me. There's a legend. 64. The commander strains at the oars. When the boat finally emerges from the thick and shrouding veil and the sky is clear once more, the commander realizes that he's only slightly off course. He quickly steers the boat in the right direction once more. A light breeze slowly begins to dissipate in the cloud of fog. The boat is headed straight forward to the island. It will not be long before the commander reaches the black rocky shore of the Pikefin. Rocky Isle is desolate and bare. Blue-grey lichen and a few sparse straggling weeds are all that survive on this black rocky shore. Further inland, the entrance to a cave gapes open like a toothless mouth. Suddenly, a violent gust of wind sweeps out from the entrance of the cave toward the river. The water, which was calm only moments ago, begins to swell into massive foaming waves that threaten to smash the boat into boulders along the coast. How will the commander reach the shore? Call out the unseen force that cast the spell and demand to be allowed onto the isle. Throw an anchor towards the coast and attempt to latch onto rocky shore. Steer the boat through the waves and navigate around the rocks with a firm and skillful hand. Intimidate. The commander's intimidating presence seems to frighten the storm into submission. The wind grows calm and the waves subside. He steers the boat down the river towards the isle and disembarks without any further complication. The legend has arrived. The waves move aside for us to pass. That's how strong we are. Water moves in front of the legend. Yo. It is hard to believe that only moments ago this calm, lazy river was a maelstrom of raging waves and crashing currents. The air is still and peaceful, the howling gales and roaring winds have completely subsided. The isle looks calm, but so did the river. The looks can be deceiving. The lichen-covered black boulders along the shore do not like they have ever been disturbed. It would be easy to assume this isle is uninhabited. There are no bones or traces of any rituals. But after moving further inland, the commander sees Markiel's boat. It has been carefully pulled up on the shore beyond the reach of the waves. Noises can be heard from within the cave ahead. There's a shrill, angry voice, followed by the sound of a woman's scream. Find the source of evil in the cave. Let's find the source of evil.
Head on! Pay attention!
Really?
Over there!
Really?
Call me again if you need to. I found
Can't hide from me.
Jesus
something.
Christ.
Rely on me. This was simple enough. Lead on.
I thought I was gonna disarm the one close by. Bloody hell, I'm not looking at all. I downloaded a new hotfix. Yeah, they download.
Pay attention!
Rely on me. This was simple enough.
Hey, how's Diablo Resurrected? God damn it. I never asked. Did anyone play Diablo Resurrected? I seen that people are not exactly happy with it. Another Blizzard fucker. Yeah. Only around 50 metascore on Metacritic from users.
I found something.
Makes me sad a bit, you know, it was one of my favorite games of all time.
Move out!
No reason to pause. What's that there?
Cash in by Blizzard Activision tyranny. Ew.
Call me again if you need to.
How many traps are here? The fuck is this?
I'm all ears. Can't hide from me.
I will help where I can. This was simple enough.
Yeah, I think the same. I think the same about Blizzard. I mean, that ain't Blizzard anymore, but I think the same about them. There's not a single
This was
thing these
simple
days
enough.
that are not able to fuck up. Even the basic stuff like Diablo 2. How can you fuck up something like Diablo 2?
We will win this war. Call me again if you need to.
I don't know, I'll play it and I'll find out. I'm just asking.
This was simple enough. Together, we stand.
How can a people expect anything else? Those are youngsters that play Diablo 2 now. People that were born when Diablo 2 was out.
This was simple enough.
No wonder if they're disappointed. It is, after all, a 20 years old game.
I lead, you follow.
Crones! Cave is cold and dark, the ground is covered in fog, an icy current of air flows toward you from the depths of the cave. Water drips from the ceiling and dim lanterns cast grotesque shadows on the walls. Melissa, all these years we've been worshipping the three of you. All our prayers to the icy realm, all our sacrifices, gods and our children. It's been you the whole time. Melissa is huddled in a corner, clasping a withered wreath of grass and flowers to her chest. She looks like she's been crying. Standing in front of her are three horrifying old hags. Markiel sits at their feet like a faithful dog. And what's so wrong with us, child? Lavixia. The old woman's skin is even whiter than her hair, and her breath hangs in the air like an icy mist. Her voice is kind, but her gentle words lack sincerity. Beneath her friendly exterior, she is cold as ruthless as ice. We do not wish to bring any harm to you or your brother, but unfortunately you have not given us what we owed. Deliver to the river what is rightfully hers, and both of you can live in peace. You're always too soft, Lavixia. This hag's voice sounds like the roar of the wind during the storm. Her skin is covered in spidery blue veins, and her eyes flash like lightning. Do what you're told, lass. Hand over that wreath, or face the consequences. You won't escape us. You can run, but you can't hide from old Latinda. Loreda, Lavixia, my sisters, do you hear me? Do you know that what is destined to happen must happen? This old woman speaks in a whisper. Her blind eyes are as cloudy as the fog on the river. She turns and points her finger at you resolutely. Look who arrived. This is the one whose face was revealed to us in the dark waters. He arrived already? What? This is a surprise. We dislike uninvited guests, but you're clearly strong, agile, and smart. We appreciate those qualities in a person. Very well, since you're here, you might as well come in. Melissa, are you alright? Erastil be praised. Those things drove Markil crazy and made him kill my husband. I don't understand what they want. Please save us. So you praise the old stag now, ungrateful child. Who has kept you fed and protected you from every danger? Did your mother worship the old hunter? How about your grandmother? Or her grandmother before her? Did they offer him praise? I think not. A little village with important traditions, old traditions that are honored and respected by everyone. Now why does that sound familiar? Markil, what's wrong with you? He's absolutely fine. He's a good boy, an obedient boy. He respects his elders, never talks back, and has respect for his mother either. Markil's face is contorted in pain. You can see desperation in his eyes as he struggles against the power that seized control of his mind. Help me save my sister from me. The river will take, always takes what belongs to her. Who are you, crows? Perhaps we're the waves of the river, or the fish in the deep. Perhaps we're the mist of the water. Are we solid ice or a raging storm? Why do you ask questions when you already know the answer? Haven't we already met between the two shores? My sister is wise, but she likes to speak in riddles. We're three maidens of the river, generous to those on the water and revered by those on the land. We fill nets with fish, we keep the filth of the abyss away from our people, and we ask for very little in exchange. Ungrateful mortals, we do everything for them, and what do we get in return? Nothing. Instead of being thankful for our protection, these ingrates have started praying to some old bowman. Real live hags. And you're actively practicing magic. How fascinating. Listen, there's something I need to ask. Why do you always gather up in groups of 3? Nidia produces a piece of paper and waits expectantly for an answer. The numbers have their magic and we have our numbers. Though 2 has a magic of its own. A pair of lovers, a mother and a daughter, or a teacher and a student. 4 make a crowd that's too close to 5. No one can really cast spells in a group of 5. There is the most powerful, 3 is the most powerful number in the world. Sets of 3 are everywhere you look. Everything in the world is either solid like ice, or liquid like water, or fleeting like fog. Every event was, or is, or will be. Every person is either here or there or nowhere. The most powerful spells are woven when there are 3. What a curious explanation, but it contains a number of logical and factual flaws. Did you know that there are more than 3 states of matter? Take plasma, for example. I managed to isolate it once. I even held it in my hands. Although not for very long. By the way, did you know that you can determine the severity of your burns by... If you know all the answers, then why are you asking us questions? Stop your foolish prattle, it bores us. So you've been deceiving the villagers. They think they worship the river. They have no clue that they're actually offering sacrifices to 3 hags. Is this deceit? They pray to the river, and are we not the embodiment of the river? They make sacrifices, do we not accept them? And when they ask for help, do we not help? There's gratitude for you, mortals. We stay awake all night out of concern for their well-being. We fend off demons so they can feel safe, but instead of appreciating our efforts, they call us liars. If it was up to me, I'd make you. The hag shakes her fist. You shouldn't insult us like that. We find your accusations offensive. We're not mortal tricksters pretending to be gods. We're one with the river. The villagers have agreed to pay the price for our help. We offered them a fair bargain. The stupid girl decided to cheat us. If anyone here has fallen victim to deception, it's us. What's going on here? I don't know. They did something to Markel. They made him kill Jerno, and they ordered him to bring me here. And now they won't. We don't want much, child. Just your wedding wreath. Give it to us, and the 2 of you can live in peace. After all, we protected you from all kinds of calamities. We provided your village with food. Don't we deserve your respect and gratitude for our gifts? Will you begrudge us one thing we ask of you? Why do you need it? You killed my husband, I'm a widow now. Why do you need my wedding wreath? You recall Jerno's words. When the villagers cast away their wreaths, they promised to give their firstborns to the river. Why would the hags want a widow to complete this ritual? There can only be one answer. Melissa doesn't know it yet, but she must be pregnant with her firstborn child. What you did to Markel? How you managed to take control of his mind? How does the river control a leaf that falls into its stream? How does the sky control the fog that rolls in off the water? We didn't do anything. We didn't have to. He is firstborn, and that means he belongs to us. In fact, he was promised to us before he was born. We kept him alive because we thought he might prove useful. And we were right. The river is patient. She does not need to hurry. She can take what belongs to her whenever she wants. That's right, he belonged to us before he was even born. He'll do whatever we'll tell him to do. Markiel resists them, don't let them control you, you must be strong for your sister. Sister, my little sister, I shouldn't, I won't let them. What's going on? Are you trying to rebel against us, boy? Don't forget you will belong to us for as long as you live. You cannot get rid of us, no matter how hard you try. You just have to say the word and you will be under our control. Markiel. Thanks for the follow. Markiel grabs a stone from the cave floor and attacks the hag. You hear a disgusting crunching sound as Markiel smashes the rock into the hag's arm. The hag shrieks and lashes out at the man, dealing him a powerful blow that causes him to fall to the floor unconscious. Kill them, sisters. No one leaves this place alive.
We are the light. They are the darkness.
Let's see, what are you? Chaotic, evil, monstrous humanoid. Level 33 of them. This trio is... I'm gonna test this trio solo, without companions, on unfair. See how hard it gets. What the fuck?
What's on your mind?
What do you got from spells? Have I switched your spells, Camellia? You're a lightning shaman. Okay.
I heed the voice of the spirit.
Let me see what you got. It's a vengeance. Personal. Tsunami. Foresight. Frightful aspect. Personal. All personal for Shaman. Legendary proportions. Cool, you know.
Open your heart
Rules
to me.
are made to be broken.
Joga heroic.
I'm always open to ideas.
Are we in
I
trouble
will
yet?
help where I can.
No one stands in my way.
I can't wait to see my stats. I can't fucking wait. The aspect of war for the last. Hey. I think I'm gonna use a lot of spells. Don't know if I should go with a spell resist or with fortification. I have no clue. But I believe I'm gonna stomp them. Let me see the stats. 66 armor class. 57, 43, 46. 747 HP. 68 attack with the shield. 62 with the hammer. Aspect of War is available. Damage reduction flat 10.
Let's move already.
Lavixia Loreda Letinda. It is unfair. They all got a save stats. All three of these hags.
Die!
I'm gonna fucking destroy your assets. Aspect of war!
Let's hear you cry!
What is that hag doing? Don't go for idiots. Icy prison.
Run them through!
You just froze me. Dexterity drain. It's fine.
Out of my way!
Come here, come here, come here. Come here, I said, what is this now? Boogie bats. Ah, they do this dexterity damage, I can die because of it. Aha, what now? Shit! I just shit. Them with its ability damage. You know Angel Mythic Pot had that AoE resist against all ability damage. So this is what makes the fight disgusting. You can only die like that basically. If they reduce everything away from you. I'm gonna die because of dexterity.
Let's pile on!
I'm gonna die because of dexterity.
Run them through! Heal me quickly!
One strength, one dex. One strength, one dex. I don't know how to deal with ability damage. I have one cleanse. Only one cleanse. The angel had those
All
resists
this waiting bores me.
against draining. That's the only way. From the angel path. I mean, if I go with a team, it's gonna be a stomp, okay? There is a special spell that counters it, but it's on an angel mythic path. You can't get ability damage. No matter what I cast at you, you can't get it.
I welcome your company.
I just need to cast that thing
No
at the right
one
time.
stands in
Are
my
my
way.
favorite aid.
And attack the one that's doing all of that damage first.
Let's move already.
I think it's this one, Latinda.
Die!
Who told you to move? Who the fuck told you to move?
Let's hear you cry. Run them through!
Are you shitting me with this?
Out of my way! Die!
What's wrong with that thing? Hey, dexterity.
Let's hear you cry! Run them through!
You had to hit me, okay? You just had to. It doesn't. Miss. The only thing they can do is ability damage, and that's it. That's the only thing they can do. The only thing they can do. I'll stop soloing because this is not a solo run. That's the first thing. I'm just testing the build. This ain't a fucking solo run. When it's gonna be really useful with this build? When there is a straight damage dealing, physical damage dealing, huge fortitude boss that you can't do shit against, okay? Not with spells, not with anything. Where only physical happens, okay? This is like a utility boss with this crones, okay? But I believe it can be way much better with some tougher bosses.
I'm losing my temper.
Nice. Every crone has the same
Move
thing.
out.
Hex Demise. +4 inside bonus on saving throws against hexes and necromancy school spells. Would you look at that? Hex.
Can't hide from me.
Rabid Reapers. Natural weapon, the enemy special forces saving throw become vulnerable to slash and acid for 3 rounds. Fine. Here's the crows. Frankly, the game becomes a joke. Okay, in Act 5 the game becomes a joke. A complete joke.
All this waiting bores me. I lead, you follow.
Oh, I thought anything about the second run? No, I didn't. I really didn't. Thank you for saving us from those monsters. I didn't think I was going to survive, and Markiel, I thought I'd lost him forever. Sister, forgive me, I got no excuse for my actions. Not your fault, what are the elementals doing? Those hags were controlling your mind. They would never ensnare me if I had not been such an easy target. I really did not like Jerno. I was against your marriage and the hags used to control me. Don't know if I'll ever be able to really forgive you. Again, there is a swarm mythic path. What are the two of you gonna do next? I will bury my husband in the ground and then I'll leave. We'll go to Selem River, the War River Kingdoms. Did you tell villagers the truth? Do they know they have been worshipping hags this whole time? I did, but they don't believe me. They don't want to believe the truth. They say it must be a nightmare, or that Markiel drank too much. They come up with dozens of different explanations because the truth is just too terrible to bear. They'll keep practicing the rites. I wouldn't be surprised if another nasty creature comes to live on the Pike Fin in a couple of years. I'm sure there are plenty of foul things that would gladly prey on these villagers and accept their sacrifices. I can't live among these people anymore. Are you free from the evil influence of the hags? I am. Hags are dead. I'm my own man now. I'm sorry for your loss. Do you still not understand what they wanted your read for? Melissa, you're pregnant with Gerno's child. Time to say farewell. A lore master robe. An old family heirloom.
Did we find trouble? No, they
What?
did.
What the flying fuck are these doing here in the village?
No glory without risk.
Die!
This was stupid. Ancient water elementals. Let's see how much Diran hurts.
Skip the pleasantries.
Did they just kill Markiel? Markiel just died. Markiel died. I saved him and he died from water elementals. You get the fuck out. But that was stupid, goddammit. How am I supposed to save him? They spawned on top of his head, man. It's just stupid. How terrible a murder, nothing like that has ever happened in our village before. They are talking about Jerno, yeah. They're not talking about me since Markil is dead. It's a bug, I can't... And I won't reload because of the bug. What happens if I touch the ship again? I go straight to the caves. Alright, that shit is done. Off we go. I'm not done yet. It's 300 hours so far. What will I play after? My third run of Wasteland 3, there are 2 DLCs for it. I can't wait for it, to be honest. That's what's coming up next. A young wanderer hunting after dangerous dragon. She sets out alone, things will go ugly. We received 1 silver dragon at the headquarters. It is a big game. It's really a big game. Main is available. This is the next. Campaign against the dragon. Cavalry reduced by 50%. Trainable units increased by 1 for each captured region. There are the dragons. Silver dragons. Yeah, I said I wanted to level up. You know, but it can wait. It can wait. Fish on a stick.
It's not that I miss the creatures from my old hunting grounds in the caves. But back there, if a beast didn't eat you for lunch, you could eat it instead. It doesn't work like that with demons.
If I had to play one game for the rest of my life, what would I choose between those two? Wrath of the Righteous. It has more content. Simple as that. Reagents. Consumables. We do Camelia's quest. Can I reach them from here too? I hope I'm strong enough now. God damn it, it's a tough fight and that's it. Disgusting fight. Just straight fucking disgusting. Thanks for the follow. Disgust. Disgust. Can't believe I need a better army for this. I don't know, I really don't know how to position and what to do. It's just straight fucking disgusting and that's it. I can't defend squishes. No, Wasteland 3 is a great game, but if I had to pick what game I'll play between Wrath of the Righteous or Wasteland 3 for years to come and play only that, it would be Wrath of the Righteous. It has far more content, okay? That's how I look at it. See if the hospital can recover. This is the hardest fight in a crusade mod so far. Definitely the hardest. Click. I need to be careful not to kill them. That's bad. How much I lost? Ooh, I didn't lose much. 3 marksmen. And that's it. I'm fine with it. Having dealt with the demons, the Crusaders discovered a Sarkorian city that was turned into a necropolis. Among the sand and bleached bones, the soldiers find some ancient treasures. Intendants are already planning west excavations. They believe that even after months of work, they will still keep finding all kinds of valuables here. 10 material points. Daily income 10 material points. Better. Okay, how do I get into this area down? From where? How the fuck I get down now? This area is safe. No more demons. Bribery done. Strengthen diplomatic connections.
Let's have some fun.
Real.
No glory without risk.
You should have listened to reason.
Diran is like 5 seconds late with a horn. Yeah. Ambush is like that should happen when you're level 3, 4, 5, not when you're level 40. Already fatigued. Okay. What is this? This? This is us. How am I in the middle city? What? Were mentioned? Bro. Why are we in the middle of the city when I enter? Rogue map. I need to take a piss. Be right back very fast. Am I online? My air purifier just died. I'm online. Be right back. Ето тога е. Amelia's quest. Oh.
We will win this war.
Where I need to go for Camille's quest. No. Lady Camellia, welcome home. We've been expecting you. You have been expecting me. Indeed, my lady, Lord Worm ordered you to be sent to him as soon as you arrive. The commander is permitted to follow you, but I must ask your other companions to wait here. Refreshments will be served. Camellia, what's going on? How curious. Horgus is here and waiting for me. How did he know? Forgive me for being unable to answer your question, my lady. Those were the precise instructions I received from Lord Gwem this morning. Camellia, you know him? I never set eyes on him before. I took up my position here relatively recently. I was hired specifically to serve Lord Gwem in his mansion in Kenabres. And why can't my companions come in too? Lord Gwem was most specific in his request, and I'm afraid I cannot speak for his reasons. I can only assume that the conversation will be of most delicate nature. Please, my friend, let's acquiesce to Horgus' request. I don't wish to make a scene before I fully understand what is going on here. See, you managed to fully repair the mansion after the demonic invasion. Indeed, we have. Fortunately, the mansion was almost unarmed. Many items survived the attack. Lord Gwem was able to find comparable replacements for those that didn't. Fine. Lord Gwem must be somewhere upstairs. He bid me say that Lady Camellia will have no trouble finding him. Please do come in. Was not expecting this. I thought the mansion would be empty, picked to the bones by marauders, if it was standing at all. It would be extremely impolite to keep our host waiting, wouldn't it, my friend? Let's go and have a chat with Daddy's dearest. And just like that, we're alone. Servants everywhere. What was it with a door that I couldn't unlock before? I think there was a door that I couldn't unlock before.
Move out.
Servants. Servants. To the garden. Really? What on earth? This is new. Gardener. How big is the garden? I don't have perception for this, that's what sucks. My pup's grave. I dug it myself. This is the grave of my pup. I dug it myself and buried the poor animal. I never told you about him. He was so cute and warm, I simply adored petting his curly fur. Until the moment when I suddenly realized that his little body was lying at my feet and his head was in my hands. Did Mireia make you sacrifice your puppy? I suppose it must have been, although I didn't even know of her existence back then. Mireia chose me long before we met each other. You know, I don't even remember the pup's name. What a flying fuck. There's been so many others since him: dogs, cats, birds.
Head on. I lead. You follow.
Camellia still rise. See, they never stop blooming. On my father's orders, the garden must have camellias in bloom all year long, whatever the season, whatever the weather. Why does he even bother, do you think? Horgus loves you, these are camellias after all. You certainly know how to lighten the mood, my friend. Horgus and love, those two words do not belong in the same sentence. This is the grave of my mother, Iris. She died when I was a child, so I scarcely remember her. I don't understand, why would Horgus stand this grave all these years? Why would he plant camellias over it? My father has never shown any tendency towards sentimental. I hate these flowers. Nothing about the fountain.
Onwards!
There must be magic involved, I'm telling you. Pendragon, thanks for the sub. Thanks a lot. For 6 months in advance, man. Thanks a lot. Is there only the garden? There is the basement, dude. Can we go to the basement? We can go to the basement. We never were in the basement. As the saying goes, every family has a skeleton in its closet. In my case, all the skeletons are hidden in the cellar.
Move out!
Place holds special significance for me because this is where I killed those thugs who tried to rob Horgus Mansion. They were caught by the guards and I sacrificed them to Mireia. This is where they're buried. So how many skeletons are buried in this cellar? Not as many as you may have assumed, just the 2, not counting the Varisian. Failed the perception check. 44 difficult. Yeah, the fuck up. He could not cure me of the spirit's influence no matter how hard he tried. Nor he could hand me over to the authorities of Kenabres, because then I should have certainly declared myself to be his illegitimate daughter and revealed all his secrets to the world. That would have stained the glorious name of Horgus Guern, that my papa values more even than his own life. I suppose he could have killed me and buried me right here in the cellar. I have no idea why he didn't do it while I was a little girl and he could overpower me. Nevertheless, I can assure you that all my victims buried here were hardened criminals and thugs. No one shed a tear when they were never returned from the Guern Mansion to that night. Up we go!
Head on!
This was always closed. Pick the lock. 95%.
I am helpful, am I not?
Welcome to my room, my friend. I was about to apologize for the mess. It appears the servants were ordered to clean this room. Do you have anything to say about the place where I spent my formative years? The bars on the windows. This bed looks too big for a child. So many books. A hefty looking lock on the door. There are bars on the windows. She sees them for the first time, then she shrugs. They were always here. I moved to this room immediately after my mother died, and this is where I stayed, leaving it only on rare occasions. Suppose my darling papa was afraid that I would slip out without him knowing. Foolish man, if I had ever really wanted to escape, no bars on the windows could have held me. Bed looks too big for a child. I never thought about it. This bed was mine from the very beginning, as well as the countless dresses in the closet, the bouquet of flowers on the windowsill, and the sumptuous meals that servants used to bring me for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and any time I wanted in between. I suppose the servants must have been whispering about me in dark corners, trying to understand why the strange girl was living here in the lap of luxury. Although I never cared much about their gossip. Besides, Horgus changed servants as often as he changed his gloves. so none of the staff were ever here for very long. What about the books? I always love reading. Books open entire new worlds to me. I could visit them all without ever leaving my chair. What about luck? Only Horgus himself and the mansion's head guard had a key to this lock. Even the servants had to call one of them to open the door so they could bring me in my lunch. Sometimes I was allowed to leave the room to take a stroll in the garden or to attend a fencing class with a specially hired teacher. Sometimes Horgus even took me out in the city when there were festivities, or if a trade caravan had arrived from faraway lands. Every time he did it, he made me promise that I would keep within 10 paces of him at all times. Promise. As if would that ever stop me. You lived like a bird in a cage, a gilded one but still a cage. That's true, but this cage suited me perfectly. Freedom is always romanticized in books and songs. Artists love to glorify it, but most of them live in penury. They're beautiful ideals, to be sure, and I would happily read about them after yet another delicious dinner. Bones in my soft, warm bed.
I lead. You follow.
This is the door. Bismuth perception check succeeded. Bismuth the all-seeing. Amulet. Voracious spirit. When aware of this amulet lands a killing blow, she gains one of the following stacking bonuses that lasts until the next rest. Temporary hit points to a maximum of 50. 1 bonus to armor class to a maximum of 5. 1 bonus on 40 saving throws to a maximum of 5. To will saving throws to a maximum of 5. Very good for a solo run. This amulet, Voracious Spirit. Extremely good for a solo run. But I doubt it's gonna mean much for me right now. I mean, with a party, you need to make a killing blow, okay? That shit is hard when you go with a party. Because everyone will share kills. We're sure to find Horgus in his secret study. Before we enter, I should like to ask you one question, if you don't mind. You know our family history better than anyone else in the world. Tell me, what do you think of Horgus as a father? Whether or not he is a terrible father, you certainly are a terrible daughter. Not the best, not the worst either. I'm sure he tried his best. So what do you think? Why are you asking? No special reason, I just wanted to know your opinion on my father before we meet him face to face. Well, hello, father. Horgus raises his head and stares vacantly at his daughter for several moments. Then he nods and drains the goblet before him in a single huge gulp. You can smell the sour reek of stale alcohol in the air. Hello, Camellia. So you finally came, and you even dragged the commander along. I suspected that you wouldn't come here alone. You know, I've been wondering when you would finally show your face here. Haven't I always taught you that it is extremely impolite to be late for an appointment? Papa, you stink. Camellia wrinkles her nose in disgust. I believe you will forgive me this weakness under the circumstances, and if you don't, you can always leave. I won't stop you. The door is right over there. Horgus chuckles bitterly and refills his goblet. What did you do after I left for the Abyss? I left Dresden as soon as the Queen took hold of the reins of government. Of course, I highly respected our dear Galfrey, but it was you I had followed into the crusade, not her. For whatever reason, I did not believe our queen will succeed in her attempts to defeat the wound. So I moved in Erosian while my mansion in Kenabres was under renovation. None of that matters anymore, does it? He turns to Camellia and shrugs. This isn't a chance meeting, Horgus. It was not you I was expecting, although I thought you might put in an appearance. No, I was waiting for Camellia. Some time ago I received a letter from my beloved daughter, in which she invited me to meet her here at my mansion in Kenabres. I came as quickly as I could. I've been here for several days now, waiting for my dearest daughter to arrive. Horgus frowns at you, examining your face. Don't tell me you knew nothing about this meeting. Could it be that my sweet girl has you wrapped around her little finger? That she tricked you into coming here to watch the spectacle unfold? The little minx. He gesticulates widely, spilling half the contents of his goblet on the floor. I came here to help Camellia talk to the spirits. I didn't expect to meet you here. Surprised, were you? As for me, I knew the moment I received her letter why she wanted to meet with me. She wants to talk to the spirits, does she? How can you have spent so much time with my talented daughter without realizing that whenever Camellia wishes to talk to a spirit, it always involves murder? I no idea what kind of spirit she has in that bone trinket, but why would it want so much blood? Horgus takes a huge gulp from his goblet and immediately refills it again. You do know that Camellia killed 5 people when she lived under this roof, don't you? First her mentor, an old Varisian woman, then 4 more. They were thugs, bandits, murderers. They had it coming, to tell the truth. They broke into this mansion seeking to rob us. That's Kenabres for you, a border city with all kinds of riffraff lurking around. My guards caught them, tied them up and tossed them into the cellar. They never reported the break-in to authorities. Why bother? Those thugs would have been executed anyway. Hulrun always made short shrift of such rebel. But the things Camellia did to them down in the cellar, I never saw it myself, I only heard it. And then later, when I buried their corpses, I felt relieved that I was not in their place. Camellia remains silent, only the sound of her labored breathing indicates that she's still here. Why did you condone Camellia's inclinations? Why did you protect her secret? Why did you cover up the murders? Camellia is the daughter of Horgus Guerm, a true daughter, my blood, though I may have concealed the fact from society. Yes, she is special, unusual, very sensitive to the world around her. Whose fault is it that the damn spirits drove her insane? I know nothing about the spirits, I never talked to them myself. But Camellia, she's naturally gifted, she understands them. She says we have a chance to learn how to close the world wound, once and for all. This end justifies all means, doesn't it, Commander? What is a father to do? He sighs heavily, shoulders slump as weighted down by a burden he has been carrying for many years. The bloodline of Horgus Guerm cannot be broken, and I have no other heirs. Camellia, what's going on? She remains silent, you can see her face, but you can hear her breathing shallow and fast. Her shoulders are rising and falling jerkily, and her right hand is trembling. Camellia explained. Camellia jolts slightly and turns to you. Her eyes seem to look right through you. Her lips are parted and her rasping breath reminds you of an animal's growl. Her right hand is clutching a thin stiletto that seems to have come out of nowhere. Isn't it obvious? Horgus stands up heavily from the table and approaches his daughter. Stumbling a little. She has finally come to take my life. I've been waiting for this moment since the day it all began. I knew it would come. Of course, I'd hoped that Camellia would placate her spirit somehow, or perhaps that the commander would close the world wound and put an end to all of these sacrifices. But it's too late for that now. I'm ready to die. My whole life is a lie. It does not even feel like mine, but someone else's. I did everything I could to ensure that the name of Horgus Guerm would go down in history and his bloodline live on. I had to lie and cover up crimes along the way. Well, the time has come to pay the piper. And if my death helps to uncover the secret of closing the world wound, it's not the worst way to go. Before you do what you came here to do, Camellia, let me reveal my final secret to you. Camellia's voice sounds alien and unfamiliar. It is hoarse and low like gravel crunching underfoot. Talk. Your mother Iris genuinely loved you, Camellia. After she saw how you killed that pup in the garden, she started to worry about you. It was she who insisted on the doctors and the psychics and the exorcists. They all examined you, but nothing helped. You kept on killing animals, neighboring cats, stray dogs. You told us stories about the spirits who whispered in your ear. Iris didn't believe you really had a special ability to communicate with the spirits. She didn't think you were gifted, but I did. As if a daughter of Horgus Guerm could be no more than a lunatic. Several years passed like that, several very grueling years, for Iris more than for myself. And then one night I entered your room and saw Iris leaning over your bed with a pillow in her hands. I pushed her away from you. It was dark, Iris stumbled, and she hit her head on the corner of a cabinet. I buried her in the garden and planted a flower bed of camellias over her grave. I thank the gods that you remember nothing of that